What is up, guys? It's your boy Victorious, back again with another video. I said I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be telling you guys why you should not be doing things high. So smash the like button, comment below what you think, subscribe if you know. Let's get into it. So disclaimer, when I say don't do things high, what I'm referring to is basically like don't do things that you enjoy a lot high, right? Because the thing about it is, like, when you're high, everything is like way more fun, right? So it's like when you're doing something that's already like fun and you're like doing it high, it makes it like way more fun, right? It's like, it kind of, what it does is basically like increases the gap, right? Like it increases the gap between how like fun it normally is and how fun it is right now, right? And the thing about it is that there's a gap, basically, right? You're creating a gap. So when you're back to like regular, you're like, your brain kind of doesn't remember that gap. So what your brain remembers is how high the amount of fun thing that it was, you know? So then you're gonna be like, oh, this isn't as fun as I remember it being, right? Like, let's take fapping for example. When you're fapping, hold on. Like, one thing I realized from watching like a lot of people's drug testimonials, one thing I noticed is that like sex is like always the top thing, right? Like sex is always the number one thing. Like it's always the highest thing that you can do. Because I would listen to people, their stories about like smoking crack or like doing meth, right? And they always said the same thing. Oh, I would do crack, or they would say like, oh, I would do crack or I'll smoke meth. Like they would always say the same thing. They would like smoke crack and do meth, right? And what would they do? Or like do Adderall. And what would they do, right? They would masturbate. Like they would smoke crack and masturbate, or they would do meth and masturbate. And it's like, for me, I would think like, you know, like, isn't the point of doing the drugs because you don't have to masturbate? Like I remember one time my boy, when I was in like, I think 9th grade, he asked me, he's like, yo, you want to try heroin? And I was like, what? Mind you, I didn't even smoke weed yet. And he said to me like, oh, this guy, he told me that like when you do heroin, it feels like an orgasm for like 3 hours, right? And I was like, what's an orgasm? I'm just kidding. But you know, like it didn't sound that appealing to me. But it sent a staple in my head that like, okay, drugs is like sex, basically, right? It's like having sex for a long time. And a lot of people compare like crack or like meth to like orgasms, right? Like they always say, oh, it's like you're having an orgasm. You know, to put into perspective, right? Because like my drug of choice is caffeine right now, so I'm always like super like stimulated, right? Like I'm always on the high of having a caffeinated high, right? I'm always stimulated. So today I was on the, you know, like I was playing my game, and when I was playing it, I was playing you know, like I was listening to Dragon Force, and Dragon Force is like my favorite band. And you know, like I was feeling really like the rush, you know, I was feeling like very much the rush, and I was feeling really good. And there was a part in the game where I had you know, I had like great difficulty, and I kept losing, and I kept like losing, right? I kept losing basically. And eventually I won. And it's funny because like when I won was like the end of the song, and it felt like such a great victory. It felt like such an enormous amount of victory. And I was like, yo, I won. Amazing, you know? But it's like, you don't understand, like I was so like filled with success, you know? I was like literally filled with success, and you know, because I won the game. And it felt like, and I only got that feeling for like about like what, a minute, like probably less than a minute, you know. It's like, whoa, I won, you know, fuck. But you know, like cocaine, they say that cocaine gives you that feeling of success, like that same feeling that I felt when I beat the game. They say like cocaine gives you that same high, that same rush, you know. And I can understand, like I've never done cocaine, but I can understand like why they say that, because it's like when you're having that success and you get that feeling of like, oh, you're just like on top of the world. Man, I forgot what I was talking about. It just makes other things just like not, like, to put it into perspective, of the perspective. I remember one time I was like younger, right? And you know, I was doing animation and stuff, and a lot of times animation is very tedious, like when you do it online, like on Adobe Illustrator, like it can get pretty tedious. So it's like I would rather have the thing about animation is that it's fun, but there's like a short-term reward, right? I mean, it's very long-term. It's like it's a very long-term thing where it's like it takes a long time. So it's like to do it is very boring and tedious. So it's like it's not the ideal thing to do when you're high. Like when you're high, it's fun to like play video games, or like to jack off, or to like, I don't know, draw. You know, it's fun to do stuff like that where you can get like instant gratification, right? But it's like when you're doing something like animation, it's like, you know, like I won't have what I want for like a couple weeks, or like at minimum like 3-4 hours, you know. And it's like there's a lot of hurdles in between that. So it's like to be high doing that, the thing about it is that it was incredibly fun, right? It was incredibly fun. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so incredibly fun. And I said to myself, I'm so stupid for not doing this all the time, you know? Like why am I not doing this every single day of my life, every second of my life, you know? Because it's like when I'm high doing it, it's fun, but then when I'm sober, it's not as fun, you know? Like honestly, I'm in school now, and when I do schoolwork with coffee, it's like it's so easy, right? It's like, okay, I get it, I get how to do stuff. But then when I don't drink coffee, it's like everything just seems so hard. It's like writing is hard, everything is hard. But like when I drink coffee, I'm like, okay, I got energy to do this, you know? To like, it's like computer programming, so it's like, you know, it's like it's kind of hard. But then like stepping it up and having coffee, but it's like I don't want to have to really rely on coffee, you know? So like that's why, like, if I wasn't drinking coffee, then it's like the baseline is like, okay, you know, like at least I can like be normal and suck at it, right? And then gradually get better. But it's like since I've had success in the past, like drinking coffee and doing like math and stuff, and like doing like programming, it's like I'm able to just like knock it out. I was able to knock it out before, but now it's like the coffee isn't as strong, as like the coffee high isn't as strong. So it's like, I mean, I could do it, but it's just like I don't really want to rely on it. It's just like how I don't want to rely on smoking weed to make animation, and I don't want to like rely on like another thing that I realized is like tattooing with no shoes on, right? Because for me, I don't really like tattooing with shoes on. because the thing is like when I was first learning how to tattoo, you know, I was in an apprenticeship, and I would just like be chilling, you know, like I would be at work in shoes. So it's like whenever I would tattoo, I would have shoes on, right? And this is kind of personal, but whatever. But then it's like after I left my apprenticeship and I ventured on my own, I would be chilling with my boys, and we'd be like chilling and tattooing, right? So like tattooing went from like a hard, rigorous thing to like, oh, if I'm gonna tattoo, I'm gonna smoke, right? I'm gonna smoke and tattoo. Hold on, give me a second.